Judas goat is a trained goat used in general animal herding. The Judas goat is trained to associate with sheep or cattle, leading them to a specific destination in stockyards. A Judas goat will lead sheep to slaughter while its own life is spared. Now, I put up a community post an hour ago basically saying how the saddest thing is when I see long-term subscribers, people who commented on my videos, positive things for years and years, turn to haters and shift to haters because of things I say. It's sad, not only because they're just long-term subscribers, long-term members of the family, but it's sad because I state factual stuff on this channel. At least I try to, right? Problem is, a lot of things are not necessarily facts, but not necessarily opinion-based. More so theories, right? Theories with half-backed evidence. Anyway, scrolling down the comments, most of them positive. I love all of you guys. One of them with constructive criticism. Not more so a negative comment, but wondering if potentially I could be a Judas goat, leading sheep to slaughter while my own life is spared. Well, in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about that, but I really want to talk on AMC's chart and the fake squeeze / pre-run that we might have that I think is coming, as well as GameStop. And we're also going to touch on, is AMC still going to squeeze? Because I think it's time. A lot of you guys are asking that question. Let's just talk about what a potential answer could be. So without further ado, guys, please hit the like button. If you are not a member of the family, hit that subscribe button and have post notifications on. Let's get into it. So, am I leading sheep to slaughter? First of all, are you guys sheep? Do you follow the pack? I don't think so. So I think this comment doesn't really correlate. Am I a leader for you guys? I don't think so. I think this comment doesn't correlate. Now, I do give stock picks. I do have a Discord. I do have a community here where I bring you evidence, but I can't press a buy button or a sell button for you guys. One thing I want to note is I have a position. I have an over-leveraged position in AMC. I have an over-leveraged position in GameStop, but more so AMC, right? If I was leading you to the slaughter, I would also get slaughtered. And then the next question is, if that is the case, wouldn't Adam Aaron be the Judas goat as well, right? I'm a Judas goat. Adam Aaron's a Judas goat. And the reason for that brings me into the question, is AMC gonna squeeze? And I have a couple points that I want to talk about with you. The entire community is 50-50 on Adam Aaron. He avoided things that could have triggered a squeeze, but not only did he avoid them, he instead did the opposite. AMC needs dilution to survive, sure, as a movie theater company, but that has nothing to do with the stock price that we see. Last time we ran, the fundamentals were worse. Last time we ran to 70, the fundamentals were worse, right? January and in June, fundamentals both worse. Adam Aaron is deleting a short thesis. Come on. Shorts pile in on Tesla. Is there a short thesis there? I don't have to answer that for you, right? There's not a short thesis there. Who's the Judas goat, right? Who's the Judas goat? That's the first lesson of this video that I wanted to clear up. With all of that being said, there's plenty of proof. There's plenty of proof that AMC is the most manipulated stock in the market. There is proof. I don't care if a non-AMC investor comes on Twitter and wants to bitch and complain about the stock and how retail is manipulated, that it is the most shorted, synthetic shorted, whatever stock on the market. It is. It's not even opinionated at this point. It's factual. 13F filings by plenty of banks showing AMC share price over 4K. Brokers showing share prices over 13K. It doesn't happen on other stocks. There's no glitches like this on other stocks. Tokens, swaps, exempts, options, everything is manipulating the stock price. And it's right in front of us. So the question is it going to squeeze? And I've been talking about this a little bit previously on the channel. We are entering a final cycle on AMC that is going to tell us. However, there are a couple outcomes where that could be taken down, such as trading flat or skyrocketing, having a pre-run or a fake squeeze, which I want to talk about in today's video. As many of you know, we have been tracking something that looks like this on AMC. The run before January got this spike, this U in the chart, came down. We saw this first area that we tracked, came down, made that other low. First area that we tracked, came down, made that other low. And now I want to give you a price target and a time frame as to there may be a pre-run, pre-squeeze that also correlates with GameStop charts that give me a little bit evidence to state the fact of the matter. So about a 75 to 79% gain over the next couple of weeks, AMC could potentially have. I see this stopping out between $8 and $11.70. Okay, there's a range right here where AMC can get stopped out unless we get a slight retracement, a hold, and then break higher to get that pre-squeeze. This is the least bullish case scenario. The medium bull case scenario would be a stop out around $16.50, which would be ultimately a test on this trend line, which is a little earlier than we expected to see it. And then the most bullish case scenario would be that pre-run, that pre-squeeze that we're talking about, because AMC back here, January run up, had about a 900 and somewhat percentage gain. This isn't exact, but it was nearly 1,000 percentage gain for AMC, which would bring AMC share price to $72. Now, this is a coincidental high, and the reason I say that is not only did AMC run to $72, and that is what is implanted in every single retail brain out there, that we hit a peak of $72 and this is where I'm going to sell at when it gets back up to that. We had a 10-to-1 reverse split. That is not the all-time high. That is one correlation. Next correlation is that is a major resistance level for the stock. As you can see, that would not allow us, right? That would prevent us from entering a brand new trading range. Previous resistance, resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance. That is the key level of the stock. That is the dead center of the play, and we are coming up on that point of interest. With that being said, it's likely between mid-December and mid-January that point of interest will be hit at either one of these three levels. The third key that is very odd is the on-balance volume. Take a look where the on-balance volume is trading at on AMC, okay? This is the same spot it's trading at, which would be right here, which would also be $72, that center line, which coincidentally would bring AMC up to that level where all the shareholders are holding, and then all of these synthetics wouldn't be a question, right? We'd hit that mid-level, and it would look completely natural. Those are the three key events that I'm watching to bring AMC to $72, as that would not be the squeeze. That would still be a nice 1,000 percentage gain, especially if you are holding calls, and I am not recommending anything. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice, but just a heads up. GameStop, I have a bullish and bearish cycle drawn out. However, coincidentally, they both hit another relative high, another relative peak, a little bit higher than where we just touched. And in that case, that would be between January 19th and February 14th for that point of interest for GameStop. Now, there are a couple things. We gapped above a falling wedge. Gaps usually get filled, which would be about 11.5% to the downside, around $13.50. Getting that gap fill, creating a V-shaped recovery, making that new all-time high late January, okay? Late January, early February. That is my outlook on GameStop. Looking at it to get stomped out around $19. Now, a lot of you stocks, you said it was going to come down to $11, and you said it was going to come down to $10.10. That is temporary. I think if the cycle plays out, again, those are only relative highs. They will then scale lower, okay? With that being said, if AMC does squeeze and we do get the most bullish case scenario, you can likely invalidate 1010. If we get the medium or the least bullish case scenario, you can keep 1010 validated for GameStop's chart. GameStop, 60,000 shares available to borrow. 17,000 calls expired in the money this week, so the gamma is building to the upside. More people betting bullish on next week as well. Short exempts extremely high. They're keeping this thing down. They're keeping it contempt. AMC, 3.9 million shares available to borrow. Calls put ratio lost on the options chain. More people betting calls next week and the week after and the week after that. Short exempts extremely high. They are holding it down as well. Now, ARC Capital Group Ltd. called $1.7 billion of securities at par when they had been trading at a premium. This is interesting. The translation is that ARC Capital, with a bit of a rug pulled to their bondholders as they call back $1.7 billion worth of corporate bonds as early as November 20th, 2023. We have been talking about stuff that is happening December 15th, NSCC, DTCC putting things in place, and now you have ARC Capital rug pulling their bondholders as early as November 20th. And what's so important about this, who are their bondholders? BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, JP Morgan, and Citadel. Right here, 25 million shares for BlackRock, 15 million shares for State Street, 20 million shares for Vanguard, 5 million shares for JP Morgan, 128,000 shares in calls for Citadel, and then 9,100 shares on the put side of things, hedging, and then 43,000 common shares. But again, probably nothing. There are a lot happening behind the scenes, and December is going to be a big month, especially the way the charts line up. Also, a quick touch on top before we move on to some additional stuff. Renaissance could be the biggest early December opening in 2 decades, so solid fundamentals for AMC. Before we get into Bitcoin, additional stuff to close out the video before the week starts and what's happening this week, you can earn 5% on your uninvested cash and get up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2 grand per stock for doing absolutely nothing. Let me tell you how. use my link, sign up for Moomoo, and make a deposit. And then that's it. Takes 2 minutes out of your day, just like you would Weeble or Robinhood. Go do it if you haven't already. Tell your family members to sign up and make a deposit. Great platform to use, and you're getting a ton of benefits. Also, pop in the Discord, come talk with me. Lottery Stocks, that video was fire. I don't know why there's haters on your channel, but I love your Discord, right? Say stuff like that. No, but all seriousness, guys, best place to be. Cheapest Discord on YouTube. Press the link, watch the trailer, and then debate on joining. Both of those links are in the top of the description and pinned in the top comments. And we have a very negative catalyst for Bitcoin, and it's that Jim Cramer says buy Bitcoin, but stay away from altcoins. Normally, this would be very bearish for Bitcoin, but we're just going to pretend Jim Cramer said nothing. Bitcoin is about to test that 40K level, $39,532 as of right now. Watch 40K and then 42 for a slight rejection, slight retracement. You want to see it essentially smash 40K, come up to 42, retrace and hold 39 to 40 before getting that last push higher. And that is how I think we are going to enter into that bull rally for Bitcoin. Still adding some cryptos that we talked about in Discord. BlackRock has invested major amount in top Bitcoin mining companies, which we just touched on in yesterday's video, Mara and Riot. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, go watch that. I own both of those. Finally, the Pentagon has said that a U.S. naval destroyer and several commercial vessels came under attack in the Red Sea. Stuff happening with war that will affect the overall market, and the key events happening this week that will also affect the market are JOLTS jobs data on Tuesday, as well as ISM non-manufacturing PMI, and then Wednesday you have ADP non-farm employment data, Thursday, initial jobless claims, and then Friday, consumer sentiment and November jobs report. And we are also 1 week out from the December Fed meeting. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Check the link, subscribe to the channel, have post notifications on. I love all the support, and I appreciate you guys. Peace.